What's up, YouTubers? Today, I had a little time, so I figured I might make a video about some of the best records in my record collection that are not really world known or that a lot of people talk about. But I think that you guys should own them and listen to them because they are fabulous records. First off, we're going to start with a band from New Orleans called the Radiators. These guys are fabulous. This particular album is called Law of the Fish. Now, some of the music that is on this is just incredible. This was released on the Epic label in 86, or let's see, 87. All right, but some of the songs that are on this are, blues infused with rock and a little bit of jazz in there. It's New Orleans. There's everything in there. So check out the Radiators, Law of the Fish. Fabulous record. And pressings of these do not go for much at all. Another 80s record, Omar and the Hollers. This one is great. This is a promo copy. Hard Times in the Land of Plenty. This is another blues, rock, 80s, synth type music that is fabulous. I mean, this guy, Omar Dykes, the lead singer of the band, was amazing. This was released on the Columbia label. And once again, records of these, you could probably pick them up in mint condition for $6 or $7. Some of the great songs on this are, my favorites are Dancing in the Canebrake, Border Girl, Same Old Grind, Shadow Man. Actually, the whole album is great, so pick it up. This is one you need. I probably have 10 copies of this record. Now this one, some of you also may know it, some of you may not. Gil Scott-Heron, Pieces of a Man. This is like poetry in motion. This record is about angst, agony, hurt, pain, and everything. I mean, this is one of my favorite records. It was released on the Flying Dutchman label. You see, this I don't think is an original. I think this is a second press. But the tracks to look out for on this, on Gil Scott-Heron's Pieces of a Man, are Save the Children, Lady Day, John Coltrane. Home is Where the Hatred is a fabulous song. It's actually been sampled a lot in the hip-hop genre. And Pieces of a Man. Unbelievable. Some of this stuff is heart-wrenching. But it's a fabulous album, and it's one of my favorites. And I think you guys should check it out. I honestly do. This is from the 70s disco age, Brass Construction. This is their self-titled album. And you got basically a bunch of one name titled songs. You got Moving, Peeking, Changing, Love, Talking, Dance. They're all one word. But I mean, this record is funky. I mean, it's got a lot of disco in it. And not all 70s disco was bad. But this record proves it. My favorite songs on this are Love, Talking, and Moving. This record is fabulous. You guys should check this out, especially some DJs, because there's a lot of good samples in this one. Another band from the 70s that not a lot of people know about, and finding an OG pressing of this is tough. This is Simon D's self-titled album. This is a reissue because I couldn't find an original pressing. This one came originally on blue vinyl. The sound on this one is not too great. So if you can find an original in the stacks, pick it up. But if not, the reissue will do just to tune you on to the music. But it's fabulous. My favorite songs in it are Bra and The Message. The Message was sampled a lot in hip-hop songs. So this is also a heavily sampled hip-hop album too. But Simon D self-titled. This is definitely what you should pick up. And if you're being a blues fan or not, I still love this album. I've seen some people talk about it, not many, but Junior Wells's Hoodoo Man Blues. This is got the best version of Good Morning Little Schoolgirl on it that I've ever heard. And I've heard tons of versions of this. But the reissues you can find sound pretty damn good on the Denmark label. And they go for probably under 20 bucks or around 20 bucks. So you guys, you can pick this one up. And this one is a decent sounding one. Alright. This album is... well, if you know who Richard Peterson is, he's a famous street musician in Seattle. And this guy is a big Johnny Mathis fan. And some of his music is a little avant-garde, so to speak. But this album is hilarious. In fact, I've never seen an album with so many different musical styles on it as this one. But it's worth just picking up because some of you guys that grew up in the 90s that are familiar with Stone Temple Pilots' Purple album, their secret song on it, 12 Gracious Melodies, wasn't actually by them. It was by this guy. And it's called the second album. So these pressings are getting harder and harder to find. But I still think you should check this out because Richard Peterson is my man. One of Seattle's best. And this next record is one of my favorites. Fabulous musician who I haven't heard Analog Productions or MFSL or any of the labels touch this guy. But this guy is a jazz legend. His name is King Pleasure. Golden Days. Now, if you check out any of this records, this is the one you should check out because this guy is fabulous. He actually is credited to, creating a certain type of, jazz singing. And I don't know exactly what it's called, but this guy is fabulous. Golden Days, that's the name of the album. That's one of my favorite tracks on this record. It came out, I think, in 1960. This is a promo pressing of it. Yeah, this album is great. Unbelievable. It's got Tomorrow Is Another Day, All of Me. That's a famous jazz standard. No, Not Much. This whole record is great. This guy needs more street cred. So if you guys can, try to pick up King Pleasure's Golden Days and check this record out. It's fabulous. Also, this is also one of my favorite drug addicts. I love him. He's great, but it's not one of his well-known albums. Art Pepper's Today. This record is probably one of the smoothest, calming records that there is out. His version of Patricia on this record is the best version of Patricia I can find because it's on some of his other records. But the pressings are getting tougher to find as US pressings are around 60 to 100. This one I believe is a Japanese pressing that I picked up probably 20 years ago. But it still is a fabulous album. Side 2 of this record is where the magic happens. But Art Pepper's Today, definitely worth picking up. And I believe like how, some records are not for everybody. This record's for everybody. This record's great. You can put this record on when you're cooking dinner. You can put this record on when you're setting the mood with your girl or whatever. Solid, fabulous record. Check it out, guys. And this one. This one is great too. This actually, they just reissued this on the Blue Notes Classic Series. Bobby Humphrey, famous flutist for the Blue Note label. The Mazzell brothers produced a lot of their stuff. They also produced a lot of stuff for Donald Byrd too, a lot of his records in the 70s. But this record, Blacks and Blues, is definitely one of my favorite records. It's tough to find a record that you can put on side 1, side 2, and everything's good. This is worth checking out. My favorite song on this is at the end of side 1. It's called Just a Love Child. She actually sings on this one. She doesn't always sing on all of her tunes, but she does on this one. And this record is fabulous. This is worth picking up just for that one song, even though This whole record is fabulous. Bobby Humphreys, Black and Blues. I will make more videos because there's a million records I could do, but I wanted to make a record of, music that's not really well known, that I could try to get out there for you guys to listen to, and hopefully you guys can enjoy. But hey, thank you guys, and have a great day.